At the time, there were many stories that you were going to take over the country. Were they true?
One day, I was in my office at 4 o'clock when I had a direct telephone line with Mrs. Gandhi. She was in Parliament House. She rang up and said, "Sam, are you very busy?" And I said, "Prime Minister, the Army Chief's always busy, but never too busy to see his Prime Minister." And she said, "Can you come over?" And I said, "I'm having my tea, Prime Minister." She said, "Oh, I'll give you tea." And I said, "I get good tea here. You give muck." She said, "I'll give you good tea, you greedy chap." So I got her in the car and I went there, and she was there, kidney-shaped table. She was sitting down there. And I, in my breezy way, walked up, and she was an actress. She was sitting down like this. And I said, "Hello, Prime Minister. You seem worried." And she looked at me and she said, "I have problems." So I said, "Oh, cry on my shoulder. What are your problems?" And she looked me straight in the eye and said, "You are my problem." And I said, "Now, what have I done? Have I made a speech or done something stupid?" I said, "Now what have I done? Everybody says you're going to take over from me." Now that shook me for about 3 seconds. I walked across. She has a long nose. I have a much longer one. I put my nose next to her. I said, "What do you think?" And she said, "You can't." And I said, "Oh, you think I'm so incompetent?" "I didn't mean that, Sam. You wouldn't." And I said, "Much better, Prime Minister, much better. I'm going to tell you a little jingle, which my daughter, when she comes back from the convent, recites to me. You mind your own business, I'll mind mine. You kiss your own sweetheart, I'll kiss mine. I don't interfere politically as long as nobody interferes with me in the army."